Hey everyone, welcome to the video. It's been a few days, but we've just been chest collecting, going from 5 ER to 6. Did pick up that building health. Didn't help out too much, but hopefully more later on. And now we can get shock launchers. So we'll pick those up and get them at least level 4. And we can show a few hits. So we got our first match here, and surprisingly a 7 ER. This guy with no offense boost, maybe he already has HCs or bombers. But we can do kind of a split hit. Maybe trying 3 leaders and 1 Zook on the right side, and 2 heavies, 2 Zooks, Kavan on the left. Especially over here where that Doom Cannon is. So trying that out. Can do Meat Shield Zook Fan together, Minesweeper normal Zook on that side. And over here just spreading these guys out. Waiting just a bit for Kavan. If you drop him too early, then he might go towards the right side. And we can do a bit early second wind. Maybe get some rifles out. Looking how things are on the right. Can move that Minesweeper up. And just trying to hit the base from both sides. Watch out for that shock launcher on the left. Is gonna hit Zooks a few times. Will be a few tough hits until we get shocks. So a lot of times you can get rocket shock launchers killing a bunch of Zooks, but not much you can do about that. Can just bring back heavies and them with second wind. And watch the right side. Can bring the Zook Fan towards the right. Even have him kill that Boom Cannon. And just more second winds on the left side. And since we know that Zooks are okay for that side, can bring that Zook Fan along here. And outside of that Boom Mine range, maybe flare down this ER. Do have the Zooks on the right working a bit. And maybe even another second wind. So far not looking too bad. Flare the last ER. This guy does have 80 building health, so it's a bit more than usual. But we'll get 218. Looks like with HCs and bombers, but no offense, so still a slow time. And if you are going the defense path like him, maybe after HCs I would really start getting some troop damage. Because that's the main thing. We can still clear a 7 ER even with our offense. But if you went for HCs and bombers, you need some offense of your own to back it up. So instead of going forward for bombers after HCs, I would just get all the troop damage you can. But we'll go ahead and take that win. And we'll also get a few chests. Here we just have enough to get some, I think a third shock launcher is better. And we might have enough either way to max out shocks. So we can just max out our shock launchers. So we'll put the third one out and see the next one. Here we got another 20. And this one at 5 ER. I've still been liking the old kind of hit, which is taking 7 heavies and 1 Zook. Basically just a Meat Shield and Zook Fan on this right side, and everyone else on the left. So we'll go ahead and try that. Those 2 squad leaders, and just everyone else over here. Still waiting on Kavan for a few seconds. Make sure once he reaches his flag, the left troops are damaged. And that way you know he's just gonna stay there. Even an early second wind, again those rifles are helping. And making sure these squad leaders stay on the right side. Later on we can use that Zook Fan to flare down that shield. Or maybe in this case just kill this ER. Yeah, I think we can do that instead. Some more second winds. We'll just wait once this rocket goes down. And even now we can start flaring the 2 leaders on the right side. And doing a bunch of second winds. Just as many troops as we can on the left. Because now the limiting factor is just this ER over here. One more second wind pretty soon. And these 5 ERs, they also have less health, so should be a bit easier. One more second wind. A little tough with this cannon. So it might get one shot. But it looks like it's doing good. And we'll get a 227. So it looks like aiming for around 230 still on 5 ERs. And here it looks good enough. This guy running heavy lasers, which I think might be fine at 5 ER, but as you go towards 6 with shock launchers and especially 7 with so many buildings, maybe not so much. And here we got a 6 ER. Looks pretty dirty with 130 building damage, 3 shock launchers. So maybe you can hit it from the right side. And here like taking 2 Zooks and just 1 cryo, rest heavies. Good thing about the Minesweeper is it can clear mines even under smoke. So we send him a few seconds early, deal with all these guys. And the big thing is smoking on the kill zone. So flaring around over here. And as the smoke's about to expire, you flare the meat shield somewhere far ahead so things only look at him. And we'll try that out. So first with that Minesweeper, just a few seconds in the Zooks because they're slower than just everyone else. We'll let the Minesweeper do his thing. Don't need smokes just yet. Can start using them now. And maybe just 2 smokes on this side with 1 flare. And then just sending the meat shield a bit further up. So you see the first shot is on the meat shield only. Keep on doing second winds. Things are cryoed. You can use that Zook fan to flare down that Simo. Good thing this shock launcher is slowed down. And so far just letting it go. Can flare down this rocket, make sure it doesn't get too many Zooks. And just some more second winds. And just making sure we have enough stuff alive. Another second wind in just a bit. And then especially that Zook fan. So even though he died, we can just start flaring the last ER. We don't have too many normal heavies left. And it's still a pretty close one, but we might get it. A few more with the Zooks. So even though we didn't get it, it was a close one, but at least 5 ERs. And since he has very little offense, he's not going to full clear the base. Maybe get a max of 4 ERs. And even if he does get 5, looks pretty good on percentage for us. One thing we could have done differently is maybe flare the top side to group everyone together. If we did that a bit sooner, maybe a better chance for that Zook fan to stay alive. But we'll still take that win. Here we got another match. This one is spread out 6 ER. And we can hit this like how we hit the 7 ER earlier. Using 3 leaders and 1 Zook on the right side. And a split combo on the left. 2 heavies, 2 Zooks, and Kavan. You just really gotta make sure that Kavan stays on this right side. And you can do that by delaying him just until these first heavies get damaged. On the right here, still watching out for that Doom Cannon. Throwing that Minesweeper early for boom mines, and maybe just a Zook fan onto it. So we can start off here. Always do meat shield Zook fan on the left, especially for this rocket. Because if you do the Zooks there, then they're right outside the blind spot and they're gonna get shot. So doing that first, Minesweeper Zook on the right. Here we can just do one heavy Zook, and same thing on the right side. Start moving that Minesweeper up, even with a few smokes. And we'll even get the Zook fan going. Can drop Kavan now. It's okay if you drop him a bit late. Just want to make sure the other guys catch up. And start doing some second wins. That DC is dead, which is good. Let the meat shield catch up. And just do a bunch of second wins. You can't really control too much when Zooks die. You can only bring them back. Right side looking okay. You can start moving that Zook fan down to help out. And most hits you kind of need him to help out on the bottom side. Now moving him to that shock launcher. He not only helps kill it, but maybe distracts that rocket here. And we'll do one smoke to keep him alive, let the other heavies catch up. And let's do another second wind. And in just a bit we can flare that last ER. Do it once with the Zook fan, and waiting just a bit on that top side. That shock launcher is going to hit stuff a few times, but hopefully still okay. We're gonna get 216. For sure slower than other 5 ERs. A little close one, but just good enough. And these hits should get a lot easier and faster once we get shocks. So if it's not working right now, you can just wait until them too. And every season has days of playing and days of waiting. So sometimes the days of waiting takes a bit longer. And got this match over here. 6 ER without shock launchers. But we can do same kind of hit. Again, that Doom Cannon is annoying. So first sending the Minesweeper for a bunch of these mines. And then the Zook fan to kill it. If you don't take it down early, then all the heavies group up on the right and DC can kill a bunch in one shot. Same with this rocket being on left. We'll do the meat shield Zook fan, then Minesweeper normal Zook. On this side, one heavy Zook first, then the same on the right side. Start moving that Minesweeper up. Here, just doing a few smokes. Also moving that Zook fan. Now dropping Kavan. It's gonna be a bit easier since he doesn't have shock launchers. So watching that Zook fan a bit, making sure he takes that Doom Cannon down, and we'll do one smoke just in case that Boom Cannon has some bad ideas. Do a few second wins over here. As we lose Zooks, again can bring them back. And even one more second win. These buildings are kiting everyone towards the top, so maybe we'll use some squad flares instead. We just have to wait a few seconds. Then now we can flare down this ER, but use the troops for this other side. Zook fan is barely alive, but he has some heavies helping him out. A few smokes for the Zooks. And if you watched our flares, it was flaring the left ER first, and once that lands, then you do the squad flares for this ER. That way you can take both down around the same time. And we got 226, an okay time. Here looks like a win. It's still not the easiest doing hits without shocks, especially now facing shock launchers, but it's just around the corner and isn't long before we can do easier hits. Another 6 ER, so we'll do the same kind of deal. Leaders, 1 Zook on the right side, everyone else on the left. That Doom Cannon is in that spot again, so eventually we'll do a Minesweeper and Zook Fan towards that side. And here again, really making sure Kavan stays towards the right. So dropping that Meat Shield, Zook Fan, Minesweeper, normal Zook. 1 heavy Zook towards that Sniper. Here we can wait a bit more. Start setting that Minesweeper up with a few smokes. And now dropping the other heavy Zook. We waited so maybe this machine gun could die. Want to make sure the other heavy Zook stays on the right side. We'll start moving that Zook Fan towards that Doom Cannon. Now start using some second winds. That DC dies, which is good. And just keeping an eye on the left side. As Zooks die, bring them back. Really want that rocket to die too. I don't have a ton of troops, but still isn't looking too bad. It's fine as we have the Meat Shield Zook Fan on the right, even though he's gonna get shocked. And just spending all our GBE on second winds. Even in a few moments we can just start flaring. Once this machine gun goes down, we can wait just a few seconds. So flare down this ER, then keep that squad flare on the top. Since that's down, we can just move everyone towards the bottom. And it's looking like 222. So before shocks, maybe after 2, the way we've been hitting most of these 6s. And we'll see the times over here. But it looks like a win. So a few stars from that, and it's also going to be diamond. So it took a few days, couldn't really do it at 5 ER, but it looks like shock launchers were good enough. Pick up 1 chest too. And now we can pick up shocks, we can just do that right now. But maybe tomorrow see how good they are with troop damage next. And those are the 2 biggest things at 6 ER. Shocks and TD, really speeding up those hits and making it easier. After that we'll see if we want to maybe save towards 7. Also got some good stuff there like HCs, bombers. And unlike the very first hit we saw, we got some offense to support it. Going back for other stuff could be good for a few ranks. So we'll see how it goes. But that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.